welcome back to Desire to. Oh my God, my mic's falling off now, dude. We are going through it today, guys. It's literally about to fall. Hang on one second, everyone. All right, welcome back to Desire to Inspire. It's your mama's favorite podcast. We got me, we got Freddie, we got Matt. This mic still might fall mid episode, but we've been going through it. Technical difficulties. I'm on my phone. My fucking camera ain't working. But as I'm putting my phone in this tripod, dude, you know, like how if you hold down the buttons, it like starts to set off an alarm.
Yeah.
I had these headphones on, so I thought the alarm was coming from you guys. It's like, what the fuck is that? By the time I realized it was my phone, it was already dialing 911.
Oh shit.
So I hurried up. I just exited out. Dude, I shit you not, like 2 seconds later, my dad calls me and I answered. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, what do you mean? He said, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm getting on a podcast with dude." He just randomly was calling me. I thought like,
the
I'm on
cops
his plan. Maybe it alerted him or something. Like maybe he's an emergency contact. I was freaking out. So if I have to go in like 10 minutes, it's because the cops are at my door.
Beautiful.
Oh,
That'll
we're
be a
here.
story. Take the camera with you so that way we can watch.
Oh, that you're right. It is my phone. We could really do that. That'd be nice.
We could.
This is also the first DTI drinking.
Hey, cheers, boys.
Cheers. This is the only beer I had in my fridge.
That's all right. Hey, at least you had one. We our sponsor, as you can see, Dylan got us a new studio here in North Carolina. We got really dope microphones. We actually have like technology now, but I'm technology illiterate, so I gotta still play around with it. And see,
I was very surprised you guys were in there. I was like, oh, they got plenty of room on that couch. They'll probably just be there and they'll share a mic. When I saw you were in there, I'm like, oh, he must have tested it out. Turns out he didn't.
Oh yeah, no, you would think I did. Yeah. That's why we're looking down a little bit because the camera in here. So just know that we're making moves in 2023, and this is a little snippet of it, y'all.
Little test run.
So yeah, I'm excited, man. We got Matthew here today. I know Tone was a little bit of jealousy that he wasn't invited, but
that's what happens when you're in last place.
That's a fact. It's Matt's time to shine. It's Matt's time to, I don't know, tell his story a little bit. I mean, we bring up Matt a lot on this podcast and we reference him to be a prime example of like what we preach on a daily basis, in the sense of like when you feel good physically, you feel better mentally. And so welcome to the podcast, Matthew.
Appreciate it, man.
Well,
appreciate it, guys.
I'm actually excited because I feel like I've seen Matt's entire journey, but like we don't really talk about it in depth. And Freddie's always been a little twink, but Fat Dylan and Fat Matt were a thing at the same time. So cool to see the progress here.
It definitely is. Matt, what's the journey been like? Let's go back to when it all started.
2019, I think it actually started. End of 2019, beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
So probably about 2 years going on 3, but yeah, boys, I was a huge fucking 306. Like, I don't know, just the weight just makes you think completely different. Like from, if I would say my train of thought back then to what it is now, it's a complete 360. And I'd have to give all thanks to working out in the gym. It's really like a therapy session that a lot of people don't realize it really is.
Yeah, I think what's important too to look at is that it started 2 or 3 years ago, but it really only started like a year and a half to 2 years ago, because Tone and I would come home from Texas. He would come home from Columbus, and we would always be like, Matt, you got to get in the gym. Come on, let's go to the gym. And Matt was my accountability partner at home because you had the Planet Fitness membership. So I was going there when I would go home, and you'd be super driven while I was home, and then I would leave and it would just fall off.
Yeah.
And so for a long time, Matt was going back and forth. Like I would be home and then he'd be like, all right, I'm going to get into it. I leave 2 days later, he falls back into the same routines. And when you were at your heaviest, what were your routines like? What were you doing on a day-to-day basis? What were you eating like?
Oh, just shit. Honestly, it wouldn't be too bad, but yeah, it was bad. I would like overeat, honestly, and then I wouldn't eat all at the same time, if that makes sense. Because I could go probably a good 12 hours, not eat a damn thing, go home after work, smash dinner, still be hungry after dinner, eat another dinner on top of that, then, go outside, do what I do, and then come in, eat some more, and then
Have the munchies.
yeah, exactly. It's just not good.
That's what they call binge eating, Matt.
Yeah, exactly. And then I would just go right to bed, and then I wouldn't do shit the next morning, and then the same routine for like years. So that shit just adds up.
What was it that was finally that turning point that made you realize that you needed to do this for yourself instead of listening to outside people that maybe try to influence you?
There was a couple challenges that I was faced with that when I think back on it, I just knew I could have done better. I don't know. It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah. I just see myself as a different person and wanted to be a different person. So, like you said, I honestly did look in a mirror and just said, I fucking hate who I am, and I'm ready to change who I am. And I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird.
Why are you smiling, Dylan?
Well, I have a question, but I feel like it's a little early for me to ask this one. I'll ask one and then I'll get into the question I really want to know. Was that the first time that you ever stepped on a scale and saw over 300? Like, was 306 your top?
Yeah, that's the heaviest I've ever been.
All right. So at 306, was there ever a point where you looked down and you couldn't see your dick?
No, it wasn't.
I think that I wouldn't. If I was 306, I don't think I could see mine.
Could
but
you
I don't
imagine
know.
306? I definitely wouldn't be able to.
I don't know. I have a small wiener, but I don't know. I don't know what you got down there.
No, it's I mean, no bragging rights over here by any means, but I definitely can still see it when I look down. Like, if I get to a point where I can't see that on my toes, it's
a problem, dude.
Yeah, big problem. Except for my dad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everyone's got big points. What would you say is vastly different now versus 2 years ago in the terms of just like day-to-day life?
Happiness, to be honest with you.
Happiness?
Yeah.
In what way?
Just in personally, like, more confidence, and I'm happy that I have that confidence. I mean, as a big guy, you always have to have that confidence, but still in the back of your head, it's like, all right, I'm getting judged. I feel judging myself, all the same aspect. But now it's like, I don't want to be cocky with it, but still, I'm like, oh yeah, I did that shit,
Back to that high school, Matt.
A little bit. Yeah.
Back in the day, this dude was cocky.
I think it's a different confidence though that comes with like being big. I think it's more like you're just trying to put on a show so that people don't know, like, oh, I feel like shit all the time. Because I've been there too, where it's like you gotta put on this persona, but really, like you said, you fucking hate yourself at the end of the day. So like the confidence then to the confidence now is completely different things, I feel like.
Yeah, totally agree.
Where do you see yourself prioritizing more now?
Definitely the gym. And now recently a lot more on clean eating. I mean, I've always not always, but within the last couple of years, when I actually buckled down and focused on it, trying to have that clean eating diet, and that's still a day-to-day battle for me. So it's fucking hard.
Yeah. Eating's the toughest thing. Even doing this challenge that we're doing right now, bro, even clean eating, like when you have certain goals, trying to actually hit those. And one thing that Matt's scared of right now is like this bulk that we're doing. And he's like, well, if I eat too much, I'm going to still gain weight, this and that. And it's like, no, because you're focusing on different areas. The industry has told us that bulking will obviously make you gain weight, but not in the sense that you're thinking where it's going to make you fat again or like get to that stage where you were at one of your biggest points. Because of the way that you're training and the different things that you're putting in your body versus what you were previously.
I mean, I even deal with the same shit. Like, I am finally at a point where like I feel like I can't eat, but for the longest time I was compensating by running. This is like the first time I've like let myself not run at all. Like, I haven't ran pretty much since we started this. I'm trying my hardest not to, but like I get in my head like if I don't run, I'm gonna gain the wrong weight, and that's not really how it's gonna go. You see having a second one, bro?
Oh yeah, man.
Thirsty Thursday, baby.
Holly job.
Hell yeah.
Go ahead, boy. Good luck.
Oh shit, I just did.
Oh, you did? Yeah. Oh.
You guys got that there?
Yeah.
Dude, I didn't even have one when I was in Ohio. I fucked up big time.
Yeah,
I did too. I did the same thing, man. I should have brought cases back.
I wasn't about to ship cases back, but I was afraid that if I started with them, I wouldn't stop. And those are dangerous.
Very, very, very. I got 4 more upstairs, so
you should go get them.
Nah, sorry.
It's bulking season.
It is bulking season.
Yeah, we got a plan to go and check out all the different breweries and
Yeah, we want to
Christmas
go.
sales.
There's so much damn breweries around here, so we're gonna try and maybe go
Compare
this
them.
weekend or something like that. See what they're like. Do like little tastings or some shit.
Oh yeah, there's a lot out here too, but I'm not gonna hop around by myself. So you boys have one for me.
There we go.
FaceTime me.
Include
Okay.
you. Matt, what's your like outlook on life now? Like, what do you? I know I've asked you like what you've changed and the different things that you focus on, but like deep down, where's your mental state at now versus when you were 306 pounds?
I'd have to say a complete 360 again. Honestly, it's like I would rate myself here at 306, and then here now. It's just I have more clear vision, honestly,
Mm-hmm.
if that makes sense. But yeah, it's
Better relationships with those around you.
very much so. I don't look at any of like the negative stuff. So, I mean, I still would get pretty heated back when I was like 306 and some shit that would mess with me back then. I look at it now, I'm like, that doesn't even doesn't even bother me. It's like, why would I don't know, I still kind of judge myself for thinking like that back in the day too, but at the same time, it's just realizing that you matured and I guess invert from it.
Yeah. It's almost a sense of too is that you're now happy with yourself. So you can be happy for like the people around you or the situations that you're in because you don't have that like insecurity that most people don't admit that they have. Because it's, oh, I'm not happy with myself. I look in the mirror, I'm not happy. I step on the scale, I'm not happy.
Yeah.
That people around me might be looking at me different, and all those things play like a huge factor. Is that how it was for you, Dylan, when you were overweight, or did you never get to a point where you thought others were looking at you?
The other people were looking at me.
Yeah, like
Oh,
judging you.
I think to this day people look at me and judge me, but I think that that's just in my own head. But as Matt was talking, I'm kind of pissed that we've never talked about this before because I actually feel like me and Matt are probably a lot alike. I feel like I was aggressive back then. I feel like we were just doing a lot of very self-destructive things, and it was more like because like we wanted to punish ourselves rather than anybody else. But at the end of the day, like we're hurting people around us too, and you just don't understand like what's going on, and you don't have a grasp on it. But it is weird that you can kind of just change like other things and that goes with it. Like just the fact that like I don't even know how to explain it. It's just weird, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. Until you, I guess, go through it, like how Dylan explained, it's kind of different.
At the time I didn't even realize that's what I was doing.
Oh, yeah, that's the
Like
thing.
looking back, I understand. I'm like, damn, like I was in a really bad place. And like I was taking on everybody else. But I don't know. It's
One
definitely
time-
don't want to go back to that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The one comment you made that kind of still sticks to me this day is like you back in the day, you would just see like the X's on your shirt go up, spend the extra money, say fuck it, don't care, and I was like, that makes a lot of sense. Like I really didn't grasp like, oh, I'm spending more money and wasting more time in my life to make that money to buy a bigger shirt because I'm this fucking size. Like,
Yeah. And two, there comes a point where you justify like, oh, I'm just gonna go and buy a new shirt because it's easier than trying to fit in the clothes before. Like we went to grab food the other day and it was a little chilly here and he was like, shit, I don't have like a different I don't have a jacket to put on. And I was like, I don't know if I have anything. I was like, throw this on. It was my biggest like bomber jacket that I had. And like, bro, it's crazy. Like, yes, it was small because he's longer. So like it was shorter in the wrist and stuff. But like, he's kind of diesel. But he put it on and like that bitch didn't look too small. And I was like, bro, look at you like fucking now versus 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I hate that we're talking 2 years ago because like Matt really made this transition and this journey happen in about a year and a month. He lost like 87 to like 92 pounds. And all I wanted was for him to get to fucking 100 pounds. And so he kept telling me, and this is like one thing I wanted to ask you about is he kept telling me, all right, bro, when I'm ready, you can post me. And I go, all right, when we get to 215, that's when we'll let social media know, bro. You'll be down 81 pounds. We'll let social media know, let the people see it so that way you can influence others. And he was like, all right, you can post it. You can post it. And I'm like, all right, all right. And I kept saying in my head, like, yeah, I'll post it. And I'll tell him, I'll be like, yeah, I'll post it. And then I never got around to it. But one thing I never did was I never told him why I wasn't posting it. And that's because I wanted him to post it and tell his story, to be confident and be like, damn, I did do this, to be proud of himself and be like, I'm going to show this off. And so what took you so long to want to put it out there, to show all this fucking hard work you did from 2-a-days in the beginning because you just fucking wanted it to happen, to then changing your eating habits, changing everything in your life, bro, your relationships, everything with friends, family, your girl, your state of work, everything.
I don't know, man.
You didn't want to get it out there to let people know and be like,
I honestly, it was more or less like you and Dylan were starting this. I'm like, all right, let me be like you were saying at the beginning of this podcast, the prime example of what changing the mindset, doing the actual going to the gym and doing all that stuff. But now that you say it like this, I understand what you were doing, not posting it and like making me grow that confidence of saying like, well, fuck it, I should share this story and everybody should see what I've done. But yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I just get you some clout, maybe.
And literally the day after he posted it, I made my fucking post. Like, I'm fucking happy with this guy, this and that. And I regret not pushing him more to like just document things for his own sake. Not social media ain't for everyone. I know it's not for you. I know you don't like it. So I appreciate you even jumping on this and talking. But I wish I would have made him document it more. So that way he could show himself like, damn, I fucking did this. And there's a message behind it. And I see how I felt back then versus how I feel now. Because now it's like us, Dylan, we fucking did the things to do to spread this word, to spread this knowledge, all of the things that we love and cherish in life. And so now we're putting a voice to it. And that's what I wanted Matt to have for those around him. It didn't have to be on social media, but how can he affect those people around him? And how can he make their lives better? And it doesn't mean everybody's got to go to the gym. It just might mean, hey, let me call up fucking grandma and see what she's doing. Hey, grandma, you want to go for a walk? Or hey, grandma, you and grandpa should go for a walk, get your legs moving, this and that. Like little things like that, because being active is literally the cure of everything. And I think the reason why we get stagnant, the reason we get complacent, the reason that we stop being motivated is because we're not going and exerting that energy that humans are supposed to exert in order to achieve X, Y, and Z, because it releases the different dopamines and hormones and all of the different things to make you want to go and be like, all right, I'm going to tackle this today, even though yesterday I didn't want to fucking do it.
Right.
What's up, Dylan?
Nothing. I was like, was that a question? Like that was a statement here.
No, I think seeing Matt's journey, our journey, and even like what I go through on a day-to-day basis now. The gym is just that place that kind of like regrounds you. And so I was talking to somebody the other day that's going through a lot of shit in their life, and people are saying go to therapy. People are saying do this, do that, and I'm like, find your therapy.
Yeah.
Is the gym your therapy? Is going to a therapist your therapy? Is going on walks? Is meditating? What is your therapy? And I think at the end of the day, we all got to find what our therapy is, because not everybody takes things the same way as you or I or me or you. And so like find your therapy. And I think for all of us, we can attest that the gym is like our therapy, and that we don't find gratification or the answers in other paths. And so we use the gym as our outlet to stay motivated and stay determined and keep our minds clear and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think for mine, it's actually like, I didn't think it's just the gym, because this last week was Thanksgiving. So like I was in Ohio and I went to the gym like 4 of the 6 days I was home, but I was still like, just the way that I felt last week compared to this week is totally different. And it's just being out of everything that I do. Like I do think that the gym is that, but I think for me, it's just being productive in general. And whatever that means for you is going to be different. But like, I know what productivity means to me. And the gym is just a way for me to kind of kickstart my productivity for the day. Like, it's what I do first. It's what gets everything else going. Because once I'm in motion, everything else is going to fall into place. But it's definitely, you're right. Like, you got to find whatever works for you. And I think everybody's different. And some people, that is sitting down and talking to somebody, but for somebody else, it might be something completely different.
Yeah. Just got to find that answer, find that why that keeps you going, keeps you ticking.
I do want to ask Matt, let's say like 2019, you didn't get into it. How different do you think your life would be today? Like, do you think you'd be in North Carolina? Do you think you'd be engaged? Do you think like
None of that.
everything would have still happened this way?
Oh, I gotta give, honestly, Wouldn't be engaged, probably wouldn't even be in a relationship, to be honest with you. Like, I got to give mad props to Sarah for sticking around and dealing with my ass for the last decade almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I honestly think I'd still be living in Ohio, probably not working at the job that I work now. I mean, I've been there for a few years now, but honestly, from there, I think that was like the first time you actually inspired me to do something different. Was I was going to work at, a blue collar job, had opportunity to work at this white collar job. Didn't think I had the capacity or mindset to do it. You encouraged me to actually just submit the application in and take the risk, and did it, and shit, still been there since this day. So you changed a lot of stuff in my life now. I think back on it.
Yeah. That's why we're friends, man. That's why we got the group we got. That's why we don't let a lot of people in
It's
it.
crazy.
Yeah, it's different though to look at it like, oh, what have I done? But like when you look at like where would I be if I didn't do anything, I feel like that's what could really spark somebody to change. Is like your life would be completely different, dude. Like you'd probably honestly be 400 pounds. You'd be in a
Yeah.
darker place. Like you really would be self-destructing because the odds of you, this sounds horrible. Like the odds of you getting with somebody else after being 400 pounds are a lot slimmer.
Yeah.
Like it's just everything would be different. Getting a job has got to be harder at 400 pounds. Like everything, dude.
Just day-to-day life would be harder.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's wild to think about.
Yeah, like I think about that all the time. Like, where would I be if I continued down the path I was on? Honestly, I'd probably be in jail or I'd be dead.
So,
Dane
Yeah.
told me this week when I was home, he was like, honestly, dude, he was like, I just want to say I'm proud of you because I thought you would be in jail a long time ago.
Damn.
I was like, damn, I didn't think I would do anything like that. But like, I kind of see where he's coming from. Like, I would have just done one stupid thing and that's all it takes, man.
That is.
what was it for you, Dylan, to make you actually start your journey?
I think,
that's my first met you was when you were biggest, right?
yeah, probably.
Mhm.
It was definitely a culmination of a lot of things, but I think my engagement going south was like the main factor. There was a lot of factors that went into play in that, and I know like a lot of it was on me. There was a lot of responsibility on me, which was like I was saying, those self-destructive things. Like I was already trending that way. I think it's easy. You get in a relationship, you get comfortable, and you're okay to pack it on, and you don't realize it until like it's already there, and then you're like, well, fuck it, I'm comfortable. I know what I'm doing in life. Like I know where I'm going. It kind of is what it is at this point. And then it like takes something major to shake it up. But I was already in the self-destructive mode. And I think that me coming like that at myself is what blew up that ultimately. But once that happened, it was like something outside of me was like, oh, what you're doing does have an effect on the rest of your life. Like you can't be comfortable. And so I think like since then, it was just like, let me get uncomfortable because being comfortable didn't fucking work.
Right.
And I actually got a personal trainer. And the only reason I did was the bar that me and all these people I worked with that we went to like every day was right next door to a gym. And there was like a fishbowl on like the play, like on the bar where you could like put in cards to win like a month gym membership or like a free personal training or whatever. And one of the girls put my name in there as a joke and I fucking won. And I was like, well, now like they think I'm not going to go. I'm going to just fucking go. I ended up going. And I like while I was there, I was like, you know what? This is probably happening for a reason. So I just signed up for like 3 months right then. I was like, fuck it. Like, let's just do it. And that's like really what kickstarted everything.
That actually just popped another question, Matt. When you first started going to the gym, did you have any like insecurities or did you have any thoughts like people were looking at you?
Oh, yeah, big time.
What was that like?
Well, it sucked, to be honest, but at the same time, I kind of just always repeated in my head, like, fuck these people, I don't really care.
Yeah.
But
It's a good mindset though.
yeah, I was just like being a jackass. I just had that over cockiness, like, all right, fuck this. If this guy is lifting this weight, I'm gonna put 2 more on and
Yeah.
outlift him. That's just that ego lifting shit. But yeah, it sucks.
It was really cool to see the transition because I mean, even though I said that Matt and I would start going to the gym when I would like come home and visit, but when Matt started getting consistent, I would pop in I came home probably every 3 months because I had Brandon's buddy pass.
Yeah.
And so we would go and bro, over the course of that time, we're fucking working out, and the next thing you know, there's like somebody stopping Matt in his workout. I'm like, bro, you look good, man. You're losing all that weight. There was this one guy came up with that
Chinese,
one. Yeah,
man, that's my guy.
right?
Yeah. He's like, Tommy Little, good job. I was like, oh.
And he's this fucking yoked dude, and Matt would always look at him and make comments like, "Damn, bro, he's fucking got it. Like he's ripped. He's diesel." And one day he came over, he goes, "Tommy going away." And bro, I was like, "Let's go!"
Oh yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, so it was cool seeing that, but yeah, it's interesting. It's almost like, were you scared to start in the beginning to like get back into it?
From being judged, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, you helped out a lot because if I didn't start going with you when you would come home, I probably wouldn't have went.
Yeah.
To be honest. I thought going out hunting and walking in the woods and doing shit like that was enough exercise for a year, but no, it's not.
For a year.
Not. Yeah.
It's funny to think too, because we'll take it way back to high school. And it's actually in one of the videos of when we were doing our max out. I don't know if you saw it or if it's on the GoPro, which don't worry, the week's not over. I'll still get you that.
You're right, you got a day.
Yeah. But back in the day, I was fucking the little kid. I was the kid that couldn't even fucking put a plate on each side and bench that. Like,
You're still the little kid.
Fuck off, bitch. That's why our bench is the same.
Yours is actually a little higher.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I'll sip to that. But back in the day when we were in high school, like him, fucking Chad, Tone, not really so much because we were like really close, but he wasn't big. Mike Lowe,
Last place.
Matt Jordan, all them people, they would just like, they would pick at me, like make comments. They wouldn't necessarily make fun of me, but they were like, oh, come on. They would encourage me, but it was all just like laughing at the end of the day. And so
Mike didn't laugh at you.
Huh?
Mike Lowe didn't laugh at you. I thought you were just talking about people that were actually.
Oh no, not no, like
yeah,
Chad,
really
you,
nice. Yeah.
Matt, Jordan, but they would all just fucking pick at me because they knew like that was a foreign world to me. I was a fucking cross country runner and a baseball player. We didn't fucking lift, and so it was wild to see how the tables had turned when we started going to the gym for the first time. And I'm benching and I'm doing dumbbells and stuff like that, and I've never been one to like lift heavy. But it was crazy to see what I could do versus what Matt could do, because he went from up here, what I remember, to like way the fuck down here in terms of like strength and endurance and everything. And so it was like, what the fuck? So I would like think in my head, like, oh, damn, all right. Now they're not laughing at me. And so it was kind of like one of those things for me where I was like, it doesn't matter what end of the spectrum you're on. You just got to put in work to make yourself happy in whatever that spectrum is, because this could lead down a whole different path of like my insecurities growing up and what even you with that little shitty grin on your face.
Well, I'm just thinking like you just low key were sneak dissing Matt. Said he went from up here to now he's a little weak bitch.
Yeah, he knows he did. He did. And so it was wild to see that, but it's crazy now because he's fucking throwing up crazy weight and doing what I remember Matt to be doing. And so it's cool to see how much can change in, I'm not going to say 2 years because it's been less than that.
That much could change in a year. We're about to see how much could change in 3 months. That's what's about to be real crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep. You got any more questions for our boy Matt?
No, I mean, I know he could see his dick. I know where he'd be if he didn't lose weight. I think I'm good, man.
Yeah. I mean,
plus, like, yeah, I was about to say, obviously, you guys are in the same place. This is going to be more frequent, especially once Freddie figures out the technicalities of that studio.
Gotta call the sponsor.
Sponsor was so nice to gift him.
Right.
You know, that sponsor, he gives you a lot of shit. You don't give me nothing, dude.
You don't know it's a guy.
Okay. Well, that fucking sponsor is a bitch, whatever they are.
Yeah, I can't wait for you to visit. It's all going to be set up. We're going to have it fucking dope.
Yeah, I'm out here with fucking books and a laptop on top of it. You got a whole studio out here.
Hey, 2023 is going to be the year, bro, where we keep elevating. I'm excited. I know that this podcast is wrapping up. Matt's going to be a continuous character. We're all characters in this to just spread a message, spread positivity. So I know that more of his story is going to come out. I know that he's going to get more vulnerable with things because I know that he doesn't realize that he's holding a lot in as well, which I respect. But I know one-off conversations that we've had that all stories stem from something and there's deeper meanings behind all of it. And not all of that's meant to be shared publicly, whatever. It's whatever's comfortable. But at the end of the day, everybody's got a fucking story tell your story as much as you're comfortable with, because there's somebody out there struggling exactly with what you are or in the same realm, and you can help them make the transition, make the change like Matt made. And seeing that story come to life, seeing it come to fruition is very impactful for those around you, but also to let others in on that, so that way they can have that same impact in their circle, their friends, their life. Because I don't want to give Matt too much credit and boost his head too big because it's already big enough. But like Matt, if anybody knows, he's one of the greatest people you can have like in your life. And we
Just
lost.
give him a big head, dude. Say
we
what you want
lost
to say.
We lost that for a little bit when he lost himself. And so seeing this transition, seeing him get back to that happy, confident, go-getter mentality, Matt, that we all know is fucking empowering, because again, he's the reason why we all keep our lives going. So through that, all I'm saying is share your story and spread it, because people need to hear it.
Yeah.
As hard as it is to like be vulnerable and stuff like that. But he's a testament that your physical health affects your mental health, and you need both of those in order to like keep moving in life and be happy. And so with that, have the desire to inspire. As I wrote in my fucking newsletter this week, sit around the fucking Christmas tree, have a Christmas ale, have a fucking wild turkey, have a whatever the hell Dylan was drinking.
It's gone. It was a tangerine cream.
Or just have a fucking glass of water and reflect on your life, because Dylan made a great point in this podcast with where would you be if this didn't happen, or where would your mindset be? Reflect. Use this time to reflect and go into 2023 and use that as a year of preventative maintenance, so you don't make those steps backwards and you keep going forward. Have the desire to inspire, baby.
Love you, boys.
See you guys later.